Atención, welcome to another edition of your cool buffet. Brought to you by yours truly, Heather Carmona. And my fancy rock I got today, couldn't tell you what kind it is. I got it a while ago, but I'm like, I need to hold a rock again because when I hold rocks, good things happen or something like that. Anyway, got a special going on right now on my site, buy one, get one free reports. So I offer personality reports, which is like 35 pages all about you, your personality, and your birth chart. And also solar returns, which is like your birth chart for the year. Every time the sun returns to where it was when you were born, it creates like a snapshot in the sky. And that's what's called your solar return. So you can like see kind of what's coming up for the next year with that. Some of the things you have to look forward to, the overall energy, and some events that'll be happening. Anyway, check out my site, psychicastrologywi.com. You buy one, you get one free. Pretty good deal. $45 value. So check it out. Anyway, we will be taking a caller here shortly. What else do I got for you? We got Saturn and Neptune in conjunction next week at 0 degrees Aries. I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous, but excited. Me being Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Aries, I'm curious to know what the universe has in store for me. So yeah, we're going to manifest the best possible outcome for that Saturn-Neptune conjunction. But anyway, that's the big news in astrology, and we have the eclipse next week as well. So while we're waiting here, in case you don't know we're going to talk about your birth chart quick. In case you don't know, your birth chart is like, it's a snapshot in the sky of the time when you were born. But anyway, that serves as like a map for your whole life. And different facts of you in different parts of your life can be brought to light by learning to read your birth certificate. But yeah, if you've never had your birth chart read, I'd love to do that for you. I'm booking readings. I got a few more left for next week. Feel free to reach out again, psychicastrologywi.com. It looks like our caller is ready. Ashley from Providence, are you there?
Hi, how are you?
Fabulous. Yourself?
Good, good.
Ashley, what's your date of birth?
3/2/94.
All right. Do you know what time by chance?
1:55 p.m.
Oh, good. You do know what time. Not a lot of people do, so I appreciate that. And where at?
What is it? I'm sorry, Providence, Rhode Island.
Providence? Okay. All right. So we're going to do a quick astrology reading here, and then we're going to pull some cards for you.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, Ashley. So first thing I notice about your chart is you're a double water sign. So you got your sun in Pisces and you got your moon in Scorpio. So holy crap, you're an empath to the nth degree. People with water signs in their chart, especially in their primary placements, they absorb what's going on around them. So a lot of times your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions, Ashley, they're not even yours. They're the person sitting next to you, they're mine, they're your spouses, they're anyone around you, because water has a tendency to absorb. This is a blessing and a curse, of course, just like most other things, because you are so in touch with your emotions and you're so in touch with everything that's going on around you. But it can be hard to take care of yourself because you don't know which is which. You don't know what the real Ashley's needs are a lot of times because you're picking up on everyone else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. This makes you super psychic as well, too. Like, if you're not giving readings, you should be giving readings at some point here because you do have the abilities for sure. Not only is your moon in Scorpio, which moon represents mom, it represents inner world, it represents emotions, it's also in conjunction with Jupiter, which expands on your emotions. And it expands on your inner world. I got a fuzzy flying around here. Anyway, so psychic ability is huge. Also, with this combination of the sun in Pisces, the moon in Scorpio, you have a tendency to hold on to things, to hold on to the past, to hold on to resentments. and to really hold yourself to high standards and kind of beat yourself up a lot and be your own worst enemy. So that's something that I'd like to encourage you to let go of here, is that tendency to beat yourself up a lot. Um, you're just getting over your Saturn return, Ashley. That started a few years ago, but that's almost coming to an end. So if the past couple of years have kind of sucked, which I would guess they have based on where your Saturn's at, that's why. It's because you're finishing up your Saturn return. And then Saturn hits your Sun, yeah, over the past few years, and your Venus too. Anyway, so that you're almost out of the woodwork there, if not already. Actually, next week, when Saturn moves to Aries, you'll officially be out of the woodwork. But anyway, that's the reason why the past few years might have been a little more difficult, but they set you on a new direction towards your Saturn, which is in Pisces, towards spirituality, the divine, religion, forgiveness. Very likely why you're calling me today is because your Saturn kind of set you on the spiritual path. That's very much what it was meant to do. Along with that, Ashley, you've got your North Node in Scorpio. So North Node is your life lesson or life purpose. It's the North Star, the direction your soul chose to grow in this lifetime. And what this one's saying is that in the past, either earlier in this life or a previous life, and it could be happening now because you're still pretty young, Ashley. But anyway, you had a tendency to focus too much on practical concerns, too much on stability, too much on making money, too much on getting stuff, that you foregoed the spiritual side of things. So what happens with people with North Node in Scorpio is that a lot of times they have things ripped from them, possessions taken. I don't want to list other possibilities because I don't want to plant ideas in your head. But anyway, they have different things happen to them to show them that they don't need to cling to material possessions. They don't need to cling to money. They don't need to cling to their stuff. They need to learn to let go because everything that they need is inside them. That's the main lesson here, is learning through chaos when you have your North Node in Scorpio. It's not necessarily a fun placement, Ashley. It's a necessary placement, though, because that's what your soul needs to learn is to let go of those earthly stability things that we're programmed to believe as children. And with your chart, you were very likely programmed to serve other people and to take care of everyone's needs before yours. That's part of that as well. I'm going to pause here. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns so far?
No, you're right on the head with everything.
Okay, perfect. So upcoming here over the next several years, it's going to be a question of spirituality. Again, a theme for you, big theme, religion, higher learning, long distance travel. So you might consider going back to school here soon, or you might be taking a trip overseas at some point soon. But the focus for you with the Saturn-Neptune conjunction coming up and that energy going through your ninth house is going to be broadening your horizons, getting out of the shell that you were boxed into as a kid, and just becoming a new person, meeting new cultures, meeting new people, learning new things. Are you feeling that energy already of wanting to break out of where you've been and see the world?
Yes, 100%.
Awesome. So you're right on schedule, Ashley. So that energy is going to continue. Now, as far as the message for today goes, I'm going to pull past, present, and future cards for you. All right, what does Ashley's past look like? Okay. What does Ashley's present look like? All right. And what does Ashley's future look like? Okay. All right, the past. Where am I ready to leap forward? The grasshopper card, jump. Where am I ready to leap forward? So in the past, you were gauging where you're going to go, where you're going to jump, just like the mighty grasshopper here. Present, playfulness. I feel adventurous. Change me, divine beloved, into one who is wildly open to the new. Free me from rigid patterns that no longer serve. Let me feel adventurous and spontaneous, knowing that the more I open to life, the more it opens to me. So you're opening up, starting to feel more playful. And now what does the future hold? The future holds surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and deserve to be surrounded by positive people. And given your chart, I can see that intimacy is definitely a question for you. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Okay. Is that I'm curious for my own whatever is the surrender unhealthy relationships what you needed to hear?
Every single thing that you said about even about the years being a struggle, I left it. And you saying my childhood, I left a 19-year relationship. I'm only 32 years old. I left a 19-year relationship, who I have 2 children with. And I lost everything. I left with only a few bags. So then I try to like get my mind right, and we're finally at a place where like I'm coming out of it, and like I'm content where we are, and we're in our own place now. And to the toxic relationship, it was been toxic for years, and I'm finally coming to realization I can't change anybody. I can't absorb their energy either, because it's going to ruin me as a mother. So I need to cut everybody off if they're going to hurt my energy, and be around my kids with that kind of energy. So everything you said.
Awesome. Well, good for you. I'm glad you decided to surrender that relationship. And I can see where, especially with the Saturn Neptune conjunction coming up, where you're like, woohoo, I'm free. I need to explore the world now.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, good for
Actually,
you,
just
Ashley.
planned my first trip with me and my boys. So when you say about a trip and looking at getting out on the horizon, it's 100% true.
Awesome. Where are you going?
Texas.
Texas. Oh, cool. Well, that'll certainly beat
Yep,
the
my
weather
son plays
where
a lot of
you're at.
baseball, so yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's great, Ashley. I'm really happy for you. We're running out of time
Thank
here.
you so much.
Thanks for calling in today. I appreciate you. If you want to do a full reading at some point, you know where to find me. But otherwise, thank you very much, and you have a wonderful day and enjoy your new life.
You also, thank you.
All right, take care. All right. So, that was our reading today for Ashley, who's breaking free from years of serving other people and not serving herself, which is a very common thing. And I talk to a lot of people doing a lot of different readings. And there's certain themes and patterns with different charts and different people. Water signs, people who have a lot of water placements, they have a tendency to need boundaries. Fire signs need to calm down, myself included. Earth signs a lot of times need to be more flexible. Air signs need to be a little more still sometimes. And that's a way over generalization. So much more complex than that. Now I'm just rambling. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for calling. You're coming to the Oracle Buffet. Y nos vemos la próxima semana. We'll see you next week.